Hello and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Today I have a beautiful instrument by, of course, the very famous Spanish luthier, José Luis Romanillos. Now, of course, Romanillos is known for building guitars for so many of the most famous guitar players, but of course, most notably, Julian Bream. Speaking of Julian Bream, this guitar is number 208, so that means it's from his 200 series. Now, Romanillos' numbering can get a little bit confusing, but his 200 series is based off a 1936 Hauser I that was owned by Julian Bream. Now, more on this subject of Bream, this was during the period of time, around the period of time, that Romanillos was actually living in a house adjacent to Julian Bream, on Julian Bream's property, and he was testing out every guitar, giving feedback. In fact, you can even see a clip from a documentary that maybe we'll play here, where Bream is testing out one of the new creations. This was in 1976 of José Romanillos.
Yeah, it's a very nice quality, José, on the top. What's the bass like?
It's nice and meaty, I think.
Yeah.
The method that I use now, they're very similar as I used before. I'm rather old-fashioned in a way that I like to use my hand tools. To work with timber is a tremendous medium, and I draw a tremendous satisfaction from using the hand tools in opposition to machines.
Now, what we have here is a beautiful example of Romanillos' work. This has a spruce top. Of course, there's lots of age to it here. It is darkened up very, very nicely. Now, you'll see his rosette. This is not the rosette that he was most famous for with the arches. However, this is a very elegant rosette. There's lots of little details. I really quite like it. When you look at the label of the guitar here, you'll see, of course, J.L. Romanillos, his signature, number 208, and that is from 1971. A very simple bridge here in tie block. And then when you turn the guitar around, you'll have this beautiful set of Brazilian rosewood, which notably has no cracks and no repairs, which is fantastic. Same with the top. There are no cracks in this top, although, of course, lots of little wear here and there and little polish touch-ups as well. When we move to the neck of the guitar, I find it extremely comfortable. It's very much C-shaped, and it has a really nice low action. And sometimes with older guitars, you've got issues where the neck is bowed over time, or the body's moved, or it's bellied up, and it just makes it really impossible to play. That is not the case here. I mean, this is such an easy to play guitar, and it's just a very comfortable neck profile as well. When you move up to the head of the guitar, now this is his classic Romanillos head design here. Looking at the tuners, these are the original Landstorfer tuners, which they're such a pleasure to see and always so nice to use. These are so hard to come by. And when you turn the neck around, you'll actually notice that V-joint here, which is really nice. There's a contrasting piece of wood, and that V-joint really pops. When it comes to describing the sound of this guitar, who could describe it better than Romanillos himself? How he described a great Spanish guitar is one that has very nice warm trebles that are very clear and crystalline, have this crystalline sound. And then he said when it comes to the basses, they have to be very resonant. As if, I love what he said here, as if they are coming from a well of a cave.
And the bass, it has to be very resonant. The resonance has to give the impression that it comes from a well or a cave.
And my gosh, am I going to steal that phrase and use it anywhere that it applies, but my goodness, it definitely applies here. Definitely has really deep cavernous basses, and these trebles are so chimey. And yet so warm, right? When you play over the fingerboard, it is reminiscent of that Hauser I sound. Now the strings that I currently have this guitar strung up with are D'Addario XTC 45FF with a normal tension nylon first string. So that's the carbon set with Dynacore basses. And so I have carbon G and B. I think it works really well on this guitar. And I really don't like the sound of carbon on the first string on most guitars, and this one is no exception. This nylon just sounds glorious. And it just sustains forever. Something that I really love about Romanillos' guitars, at least the ones that I've had experience with, is just their ability to pull vibrato. And, you know, of course you hear recordings of Julian Bream, and of course he's responsible for the vibrato, not the guitar. But when you play them, you can really get that sensitivity in the vibrato that he gets. And there's this loose feeling to that third string, which is just insane. It's a carbon third, right? And part of that ease of vibrato just comes from the incredible sustain on this guitar. Right? When there's a lot of sustain, it's really easy to manipulate the vibrato. You're not in a hurry, you know, to immediately start the vibrato. I can do this. Do you see what I'm saying? Well, anyways, let's explore the strings a little bit more. As I get a little bit better in tune here, I'd like to remind you to please subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think of this guitar. Does it rank in your top 10 or top 5? And tell me your experience with Romanillos guitars. I mean, my gosh, is this one such a treat to get to know. Okay, let's explore the first string. You know, for a guitar that's this old, it's just so cool how open and resonant it is. Let's see that second string. You can't ask for much more than that. You know, there are some guitars that impress you on the very first chord, and maybe it's the volume or maybe it's the response, but then as you get to play it, you sort of realize there's not so much more to explore. It's like you went into that cave and you looked around and you're like, okay, that's it. You bail back out, right? But on this guitar, as you get to know it and you experiment with little things, you start to notice areas of the guitar and things that you can do that many guitars cannot. So sensitive. Let's move to the third string, which we've already spent some time on. Goodness. All right. Fourth. I'm really struck by how long the sustain lasts and how even the volume of the sustain is. So, right, a guitar can have a lot of sustain, but it trail off fairly quickly and then plateau somewhere low, right? But this one, it's like it stays the exact same volume, and you can leave it there. incredible guitar. Fifth string. Clear, yet really deep. And that's sixth string. Yeah, all these bass strings share that same quality that we notice on the fourth string, where after plucking the note, it stays at that same level for a very long time. What a beautiful guitar. Well, if you're interested in this guitar, check it out via the link in the description. You'll see a full album of photos, a description for the instrument as well. You'll also find a place on the website where you can enter in your email address. That way you get notified about new instruments before they become publicly available. I send out an email each week, sometimes two, and I love connecting with you all that way too. That way I can show you some of these awesome instruments. Well, I hope you have enjoyed a look at this incredible 1971 Romanillos. Of course, José Romanillos was known for being an incredible teacher and just such a force of nature for the next generation of luthiers. He ran a workshop where many of your favorite luthiers attended and learned from him, and that's such a cool thing. This is such a cool part of history, and what a treat it is to get to know this guitar. So thank you so much for watching. I'll play a few more pieces on this instrument, and I'll see you in the next video. Such a joy to make music on this guitar. Drop D time. Listen to that bloom at the end. Bye.